So we're in
What?
the final stretch of Amnesia
Yay!
release.
Woo. We
Yeah,
did it.
Shin's
Well,
was
you did
actually
it. I didn't do a thing. That's too loud. Can you hear me?
yeah. Yeah, Shin's route was actually my favorite route out of all of them.
Really?
Yeah, it's such a surprise.
That is a surprise considering how much you were dreading it.
Especially since like his route was more of a murder mystery than an actual like love interest thing.
Oh,
I think that's what made me like it.
we love a good murder mystery, honestly.
It gave me more Sherlock vibes than anything, and I was like, I'm totally
Okay, that I can see why you loved it now.
yeah. So like this route is wild, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it starts off with you in the hospital,
Mm-hmm.
and um you're covered in bandages, like your neck, your arms. You
Hmm.
wake up in the hospital covered in bandages with injuries that you don't know where they're from.
That's odd. Well, obviously you don't have your memories. Of course, you're not gonna know where they're from.
You and Orion are both just like, this is you're in the hospital. This is not where we want to be.
No, not normally.
But at the same time, what the hell happened to you?
Yeah.
And then you're like so hurt you can't move.
Dang.
Yeah.
Someone really messed you up.
So then Shin comes in there immediately, kisses you,
Oh, he's getting right to the point.
and then he's like, I'll go fill out the paperwork for us to go.
Mm.
You're shocked, I'm shocked, the world is shocked. Orion shocked.
The world just stops.
We're like, who the fuck is this man?
I mean, reasonably so. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, 'cause he just comes in and makes out with you.
Dang, so it was passionate. It wasn't just, hey.
Yeah, no, it was not just a peck on the lips. We're talking about man went in full and
Full make
just
out
was
mode.
like, okay, you're being weird.
From a kid?
It's
Okay.
just, it's just awkward. You're just in an awkward place. You're like, get off of me, buddy. Yeah, but you're in an awkward place because you're like, what just happened? What was that? Who are
Yeah.
you?
And reasonably so. I mean, a random man just came in and just made out with you in the middle of the hospital.
Of course, he also calls you an idiot within that conversation too, but you know.
Of course. Naturally. As any good man does.
What do you expect from Shin?
Honestly, nothing more, nothing less.
Your voice is really low.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you need me to talk louder? Or do you
Uh,
want me to switch to my regular mic outside of my AirPods? Sorry, my voice is also going.
probably need to switch because it's really low.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Hold on, give me a minute. Okay, can you hear me better?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I was on my AirPods,
But
like I'm moving around my own stuff.
it's fine. But yeah, it's very awkward. Just the whole thing is awkward because you're like, I don't know who the hell you are. So you stay in the hospital for like you don't even stay in the hospital for long. Like he's literally like, why aren't you getting up? You're getting discharged. I'm gonna go fill out the paperwork, and in that time you get changed. I'm not knocking the second time I come in here.
Wow. Okay, so he's getting right to the point. Jeez.
I mean, and he followed through. He didn't knock the next time he came in.
Wow.
You were like 5 seconds from being caught changing.
Jeez. I mean, at least he's
Man, man went through with exactly what he said he was gonna do.
commitment.
So then and he starts off just by lying to you. Just straight up lying.
Oh, how nice.
I forgot what he lied about the first time.
We love a good line.
But he tells me my parents are abroad. And then he's like, all right, have a good night. Get some rest. After he makes me go on a long walk, though.
Okay.
And you're like about to lay down and die from the walk because you just said
Dang. So he forced you to go on a walk right after you got discharged from the hospital?
Yeah, because he's like, it's good for your body. You need to work out. You need to do work so
What?
you can get some.
Ow.
So your so your body doesn't get weak.
It's already weak. It's okay.
He says it'll be harder for you to get up and do anything if you just lay around all the time than it would be if you were up doing stuff.
I mean, in most cases that is true. So like I give him some credit there, but come on, man. Not even letting her have a day?
But at the same time, we learned that I've been in the hospital for like 10 days before this.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought it was like the same day you go in.
No, because 10 days beforehand, we went on a trip to the mountains, to the mountain lodge that we always go to. And I quote unquote fell. I mean, I did fall. That's what the game says. I don't believe it.
Okay.
I'm an avid non-believer in the whole I fell kind of thing.
Okay.
But I was with Shin because we were going on a walk, I guess. Ran away from him and fell off the cliff. Well, it was more of a slope than a cliff, but
Why were you
per what Kent said, it was more of a slope instead of a cliff.
But it was still steep enough to cause some damage.
Yeah. So, of course, the whole team went out because Icky and Kit are strangers in this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we met them at the lodge.
Oh, okay.
They're like complete and total strangers that we had no idea who the hell they were.
Okay, that's interesting.
So yeah, so it turns out Kit let the charge to go find me after Shin came back after I fell and told them that I was hurt. But everybody was weirded out by how calm he was about it.
Okay.
Because he wasn't freaking out at all. And everybody's like, okay, this is your girlfriend, but you're the calmest person in the room right now.
Yeah. Anyone in their right mind would be freaked out, especially for someone that they're supposed to be dating.
So, of course, you have Rika assuming that shouldn't push me.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense.
Mine also assumes that he pushed me because she heard rumors about his dad, which the rumors are true, so it's not really a rumor.
Dang.
Once upon a time, his dad killed someone in a drunk fight.
Oh. Well, if he was intoxicated, that doesn't exactly say, oh, his son's a killer too.
It was charged as involuntary manslaughter, as Thelma keeps reminding us.
Okay.
The fact that it's not even Shin defending it is Thelma being like, it's not murder, it's involuntary manslaughter.
There's a difference.
I was like, yeah, of course. I mean, like, still, murder is murder.
Yeah.
He punched a dude and then he fell and died. I would consider that murder.
Dang.
But involuntary manslaughter, but okay.
It definitely wasn't involuntary manslaughter. I would understand if he got manslaughter. But involuntary? Dude, you chose to punch him. I don't care if you were intoxicated.
Yeah. So they're all up. They're all like, he's a son of a killer. So, and then, because the police knew about that, and then they're like, okay, you're suspect number one for being like the first person you were the one who was with her when she fell.
Yeah.
So he gets charged, but they have to let him go because there's like no evidence. And then everybody's over here like,
Yeah.
seems like you attempted to murder your girlfriend.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the owner of the lodge that she was staying at is also really interested in your life in this story line.
Really?
Yeah. Like, he comes all the way to Tokyo just to be like, hey, are you okay? Are there new developments in the story of your, like, falling? What's going on? How's life? How's your little love triangle? And you're just here like, love triangle? What do you mean? what love triangle are you talking about?
Mm-hmm.
Turns out there's a love triangle between you, Toma, and Shin. Not surprising.
No, not really.
Because everybody was like, you and Shin don't really act like a couple, but you keep saying that you're boyfriend and girlfriend. So, but then you have Toma over here, who's being like the greatest guy in the world. So we all just assumed you guys were in a love triangle. And you're just there like a deer in a headlight, like, what?
That's weird.
Because you don't have your memory, so yeah. But also, Shin's like a few months younger than you. He's a senior in high school, but he's like a few months younger than you.
Okay.
So it's not like a 2-3 year age gap where I don't know why I was thinking like that, but Japan's weird.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still in high school getting ready for his exams, but at the same time, he's trying to take care of you
Mm-hmm.
because, deep down, he's a good guy.
I mean, at least he's trying.
So he also comes to your house and he's like, happy 1 year anniversary. And you're like, thanks. Let's go buy a cake. And he's like, we have only been dating for 3 months.
Dang. Dang. He really. Wow. I see why you like this man. Okay.
How many memories are you missing? How long have you lost your memories? And I'm just sitting here like, what? Because then he tells me, I lied. I lied to you. Your parents are in the next prefecture over. They're not far away. They're not abroad.
Dang.
And then he's like, just kidding. I lied about lying to you about where your parents were.
What?
To see if you were gonna just trust me on whatever I said.
What? This man is gonna kill me. Oh my gosh.
And I'm just sitting here like, what is wrong with you? With the straight face, you looked me in the eye and told me that you lied, and then lied about lying.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
It's so weird. And I'm just here like, are you bored?
It seems like he is.
Like, aren't you supposed to be studying for your exams or something?
Yeah, don't you have stuff to do? And that doesn't include messing with your amnesia? Go.
So of course, most of the time you and Shin are both spending time to get your memories back. He takes you to work, and Waka, your manager,
Yeah.
well, his personality is something.
Oh no.
He's like 3 words away from sexual harassment.
Oh no. Can we go back to Tyrant Waka?
Because he's like, your bandages, you look so cute with your bandages. We're gonna get so many customers with you and your bandages now. You could just keep them on if you want.
Oh my gosh, just say you're a masochist and go on with your day.
And then, like, Mina's over here calling him handsome, and he's just like, thank you. I'm just so pretty. And I'm just here like, you're creeping me out.
Yeah, that's.
He was a little too loving, and I was just a little like, get away from me. You're being a creep.
I mean, yeah, you have every right.
But then that was also when the owner comes in, decides to have a chat with you, and then Shin used to work at that restaurant, but he doesn't work there anymore because of his exams. But Toma's working there, and he's like, "What are you guys doing here? You guys shouldn't be here. She just got out the hospital. How's your head?" And they're like, "Oh, we're fine." But Shin sees it as a red flag.
Huh.
Because Shin is observant.
Yeah.
More observant than me. I'm just here like, yeah, maybe I am an idiot.
Oh.
Honestly, I was expecting him to call me an idiot a lot more due to like the reviews I saw on it. But like, as long as you're not asking stupid questions, he doesn't call you an idiot.
Yeah. So it sounds like if you're not an idiot, he doesn't call you an idiot.
Yeah, I mean, like, if you have like, if you use your common sense and think rationally, he's not gonna call you an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just here like, wow, maybe that's why I'm just sitting here like the person who gave this like raging mean review about him just was like talking about how he got called an idiot all the time and how she just felt like he hated her. And I'm just here like, nah, I'm not getting the same vibes.
I mean, that makes sense.
The vibes were all different. It was so sweet. He was just like the best. We're just like the best of friends, but we also have the same star sign, so
Yeah, that makes sense. When you said he's a Sag, I was like, oh, okay.
that makes sense why she got along with the story very well.
Yeah, I was like, this makes sense why she did a 180 upon playing it.
Yeah, didn't find that out until like I was in the last stretch of the game. It's like, dang, why does this feel this story route just feels so great, so much better than all the other ones.
Ta-da!
So of course, Shin's trying to prove that he's innocent, but at the same time he's trying to prove that there's an actual culprit and that it wasn't an accident because it all got labeled as an accident in the end.
Uh-huh.
Because you keep denying that he was the one who pushed you. And then, but at the same time, you have a memory that shows up in your head of like him coming to save you, coming to get you. But when you bring it up, Shin's like, that never happened. I don't know what the heck you're talking about.
That's odd.
And everybody else collaborates with that story. They're all like, yeah, Shin just stayed at the lodge the whole time while you were in the hospital. I mean, not in the hospital, but while we went out to look to find you.
Huh.
So you have a memory that's just like goes against what everybody's saying. So you're confused, they're confused, everybody's confused. And they're just like, maybe you need to take a nap.
Take a nap?
Yeah.
What's that gonna do? Okay.
You're being treated like you're like you're crazy.
Jeez. Okay.
But they're not gonna say it out loud that you're crazy. But they're definitely like, must have hit her head sometime.
They're definitely thinking.
Yeah, totally. They're definitely thinking that you're like crazy. So you just don't bring up that memory ever again because you're like, okay, I guess I'm just like remembering stuff that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But I mean, it does come up later on about that because Shin remembers. Shin remembers everything that you say.
I mean, that makes
And
sense.
you find out a lot of more problems in your relationship is just like mostly because you see him as a brother and he's like, I want you to see me as
You're dating him and you see him as a brother?
because you're childhood friends.
Still, why are you dating him? That's the way
You start dating him because he said, I can't see you as anything else as the woman I'm interested in. So if you don't want to date me, I can't be your friend anymore when he confessed to you.
Oh.
And you're like, I don't want to lose you as a friend, so I'll date you.
Okay.
Which, I mean, like, I'm not going to say that. I think what he said was reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah.
On his part, it was, like, reasonable because he's like, I'm telling you, I'm confessing my feelings. I'm telling you, I'm going to put boundaries between us. I'm not going to hang out with you anymore because I can't see you as a friend anymore.
Yeah, because he only sees you as someone he wants to pursue.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
But it's you who goes in and starts dating him just because, you don't want to lose a friend.
That's not how that works, though.
Yeah, I think that's where the problems really lie.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Because a lot of your relationship is built on him trying to show you that he's not just your best friend from childhood.
Yeah.
And trying to prove to you that he's a man.
He's a man.
I can't help but say it like that because I'm just here like, yeah, I don't care.
I can just imagine it's like when guys try to flex, but they don't have a lot there, so they flex downwards and like puff up their shoulders. He's a man.
Like, I feel bad for the dude, but at the same time, I'm just here like, I feel nothing for you trying to prove yourself as a guy.
I love how it was immediately. It went from I feel bad for him, but I feel nothing. There's not a thing here.
Because I'm like, I've never had a guy best friend that tried to prove that he was a man to me and that he was like had to be a romantic interest.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
So I'm just here like, cool. Have fun proving you're the man.
When you said that, for some reason, I thought of that movie. What is it? I'm the Man. The soccer movie. Or She's the
not
Man.
only
She's the Man.
yeah, she's a man. Not only that, you also have to deal with his horniness.
You also have to what?
Deal with his horniness.
Oh.
Man
Fun.
tells you that he constantly tries to kiss you, and he just gives you surprise kisses out of nowhere all the time. And then, like, most of his internal struggle is like, I feel so upset that you lost your memories because I just spent 3 months building this relationship with you to show you that I am a dude and that I'm romantically interested in you, and now all that's gone.
I mean, that makes sense.
And now I don't know where to stand with you, if I should treat you like a stranger, if I should treat you like my friend, or if I should treat you like my boyfriend. But I don't want you to feel guilty and feel like you have to be with me at the same time.
That's reasonable.
It's funny because he has the most reasonable, he has the most reasonable thought process out of everybody so far.
He really does. It is pretty funny.
And I was dreading this storyline. I'm just here like, you make the most sense out of everybody here.
You're over here hating it before you even go on it, and then you get there and you're like, you know what? My thinking has evolved.
I'm just sitting here like, why didn't I do your route first? Everybody else seems crazy now.
I mean, I feel like everybody else would have seemed crazy either way.
Except Kid. But Kid doesn't have a functional brain, okay?
Yeah, no, Kent is different.
He has a functional brain, but he does not have emotions until you discover his emotions with him.
Yeah, no, man is a robot. Until further notice. Shoot.
Icky he's just trauma.
Yeah. He is.
He's just trauma from wishing on a star.
Trauma from wishing on a star for Friends. And from Friends, he got Screw Me Eyes.
Yeah. And then, I mean, it's not my fault you decided to act on those screamy eyes. But...
yeah.
But anyways, Shin, totally normal. I just hate his piercing in the middle of his chest because I'm just like, I can't stop looking at it.
Yeah, I don't like. Yeah, because it's not even like in the middle of the chest. It's like slightly to the right, I think.
Yeah.
And so, like, it's not even a dermal piercing. It's
just weird and random.
Yeah.
And then it's just like he's wearing a V-neck, so you see it.
Like he wants to show it off. It's like
when But anyway,
it's like when troubled teens get a tattoo and then they have to like show it off for the first like 3 weeks.
The funny thing is he's not troubled. I mean, he is troubled. Growing up, people didn't like him. They just kind of avoided him. And he was like a very sensitive kiddo back in the day.
Aww.
And they avoided him because of his dad, murdering somebody.
Okay, yeah.
So he tells you you're his inspiration. You're the reason why he's like trying to better himself. Because he was like, I tried back in the past, but I wasn't really trying. I just assumed bad things were happening to me and that was just going to be my life.
Aww.
But then watching you like pursue your goals and like try, maybe want to do better and better myself for you, and I'm just be like, oh my god, this is great. This is I want to try.
That's how he got you.
It was like you giving me the sad backstory, the greatest sad backstory ever.
Ever?
No, but not ever, but but as a current compared to the other backstories, his is the best.
That makes sense. His is actually sad, and it makes sense for why he's acting the way he's acting.
Because Icky's, I feel terrible because I sleep around with because I just want to make them feel happy because my magic eyeballs give them no choice but to love me didn't make me feel sad. I mean, I did feel bad for him, but I wasn't sad.
Yeah.
I just was like, you have weird magical eyeballs.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't get over that part.
Yeah. Weird magic eyeballs that remind you of our father. Or
Oh my god, I can't get over that. Reminding me of your father.
That's gotta be
But yeah.
the creepiest thing. If you're dating someone with the same eyes as your father.
But you don't realize he has the same as your father until your father and him are in the same place.
Dang.
But yeah, so you also live like 2 doors away from Shin, and Toma lives like 3 houses away.
Mm-hmm.
So you all live like relatively like close to each other too.
Yeah.
So of course you're doing your like daily things, going to school. Wait, you don't have school. Well, going to work because you work on the days that Shin has to go to school and prep for exams.
Oh, that makes sense.
So you also have to go to work with Toma, and you know Toma trusts Shin trusts Shin trusts Toma. So of course he tells Toma about your memory loss, and then Toma's trying to help you out, and you know Toma. They kind of tell Sawa because you know she's like your bestie, but they don't. They kind of use this excuse. Hey, her head was hit pretty hard, so she just kind of doesn't know anything about the accident.
Mm-hmm.
As an excuse.
Okay.
So there's like I don't remember like the full thing, but anyways, so then Shin gets arrested again.
Oh. Well.
They take him back in for questioning because there's new evidence found.
What evidence?
Yeah, there's new evidence found at my case on the because the lodge is up in the mountains.
Okay.
So there was new evidence found and he got held and he was like, I think we should break up because, you know, I'm just kind of a terrible, bad person. And you're like, this isn't like you. This is, you would never give up on me.
Yeah.
Man, you didn't lie 15 times to me and to everybody else with the straightest face ever, only for you to be like, let's break up.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why I hate the ending that I got so badly. I got the normal ending again,
Oh.
unfortunately.
I mean, it's better than a bad ending.
I mean, I kind of figured I was not getting the bad ending since I liked the route so much.
Yeah.
I was hoping for a good ending, but you know, life hates me.
Oh.
Now I'm just assuming I'm just gonna die for Ukyo.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
But Ukyo, like day 22.
Ukyo, what?
Ukyo doesn't show up till day 22,
Oh.
and he's
Huh.
invited.
He's invited?
Yes, in this route he's invited
Huh.
because the first time around he was at the lodge. Because at the lodge it was Ikki, Kent, Shin, Toma, Sawa, Mine, Rika, and you. I think that's everyone. That's 8 people. Yeah, and the lodge owner.
Okay.
So after Shin gets out of jail, after they stop holding him from questioning, and you know he gets his bearings back and stops trying to break up with you, he's like, I got an idea of like who it is, who the killer is, but I'm not gonna tell you.
He's not a killer though. He didn't die.
I mean, the attempted killer.
Oh.
But I can't tell you. I can't tell you any of the details right now. It's going to be a surprise, but trust me.
Oh, what a nice surprise.
So, of course, I'm just here like, okay, I trust you. I'm going to trust you because I mean, like, there's no reason for me not to trust you at this moment.
Yeah.
So, his big brain idea was to gather all the people from the first trip and redo the trip all over again.
That's what?
Yeah, that was his bright idea.
That's okay.
Mind you, by this time you're also doing your own investigation to everything. So you're like going back to go find Ikki, Kent, Rika, and asking them questions about the stuff.
Uh-huh.
So you find Rika first. You get some memories back from Rika because, you know, Rika looks like Rika. And you're like, oh, just the memory, just seeing her made me remember who she was.
Okay.
So Rika's like, yeah, I hope he goes to hell. I hope he rots in jail.
Oh, is she talking about?
Shit, yeah. Yeah, she was preying on that man's downfall.
Dang.
Because she was sitting here like, the things he said to me, I hope he rots in jail.
Wow.
And of course, she goes on about, our very lovely Icky, because she still is head honcho of the fucking club, of her Icky fan club, murderers.
Yeah. I find it funny that she says, like, she hopes he rots in jail. Yet, in every other timeline, or I guess not timeline, but in every other route, they're murderers.
Right? But she's hoping other people go to jail.
Yeah.
Like, how are you preying on the downfall of other people? But you're doing the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so she's like hateful, horrible. She says he's like 0 out of 10, would not date.
Okay.
In fact, she's like, you should have been dating that other one.
The other one? Oh, Toma?
Yeah. So then you're like, okay, do you know how to get to Kit or Icky? And she's like, yeah, you can see them on Wednesday. So you go to see Kit on Wednesday. Icky's there because, he's always there.
Uh-huh.
I swear Icky just doesn't have anything to do with his time other than to hide from his fan club.
Yeah. I mean, when man has a crazy fan club like that, I'm not surprised that he doesn't have, like, any other way to spend his time.
Yeah, so then you start asking questions and you're like, hey, was I conscious when you guys found me? And they're like, huh, is that a riddle or something? Because Shin asked the same exact question.
Huh.
And you're like, what? What do you mean Shin asked the same question?
That's weird.
So then you go to work and you ask like, hey, can I get the manager's contact info? And then Waka's like, I can't give you that. That is rude and I can't just do that.
Yeah.
Plus, why are you asking? Because Shin already asked me for the same exact information.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just here like, oh, he did?
Why was he asking for that information?
And then at the same time, you're like, maybe he is not as restricted as I thought from the police. Because the police are letting him do an awful lot of things for someone who's supposed to be watched 24/7.
Not only watched 24/7, but, like, one of the main suspects.
Exactly. Because why is he over here asking everybody questions? The same exact questions. We're all doing the same exact investigation.
Yeah.
But of course, you go to the lodge. And then, your girl, Rika's there, like, oh, all of you guys are here. Why? Because Rika was like the 10,000th customer, so she got a free trip.
Oh.
And of course, Shin called her a dumbass for believing it. Oh, Ryan's in the background, like, didn't you make up the lie to tell? And you thought it was a dumbass lie?
Yeah.
I totally forgot that. I forgot to tell you that Orion's just there to make sassy comments this time around.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's the best, though.
He does nothing but make sassy comments at Shin, and it's just great.
Okay.
And then, so Kent and Icky are both here like, we knew what we were coming here for. You're the only one who didn't know, Rika.
I mean, with Rika's track record, I wouldn't be surprised that she doesn't know.
No, because it was so funny. She was like, oh, so you guys wanted me here to rewrite history, to replay the trip again? I'm out. Let's go, Icky. And Icky's like, what makes you think I'm leaving? I knew. And then Kit had to add his me too. And then Kit was also like, why did you think that Icky was leaving with you? He didn't even come with you.
Yeah. Just because you're like the leader of his fan club doesn't mean that you dictate his life and where he's gonna go.
I found it so funny because I was like, that was unnecessary. This is like funny as hell, but the shade unnecessary, but it was great.
Honestly, it was to get that shade in the other routes.
Because they just tolerated Rika. Nobody wants to tolerate her and Shin's route.
Honestly, of all of them, I'm surprised Kent would tolerate it.
Well, Kent doesn't talk to very many people.
You're right. I forgot about that little fact.
Of course, Shin had to get in his, if you go so you should leave because at least I can finally have some peace and quiet around here.
Yeah.
And then you and Orion are just sitting here like, damn, there was no need to be that harsh.
I mean, Kent is always harsh though, but I guess since they're strangers.
No, Shin.
Oh, Shin. I thought that was
Yeah,
Kent.
Shin
That's
said that. No.
Oh, well, is that anything new though? Even Shin.
Kent knows Rika.
Yeah.
Because Kent would know by proxy just because, he's besties with Icky.
Icky and his squirmy eyes.
Yeah. So, of course, you guys spend the night having fun after he tells everybody, hey, I brought you all together just to, kind of have this trip all over again. It'll be a fun time.
Why was Rika so opposed to it all?
Because she doesn't want to be anywhere near Shin.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. She's on team Shin is an attempted murderer.
Oh, yeah. She's on team Shin should rot in jail.
Yeah. And then Shin kind of throws it back at her like, you could have been the murderer.
Oh.
And then she's like, how could I have been the murderer? I don't even know this girl.
True. This is the only route that she doesn't know you.
There was also like bits and pieces where like you had to choose on who you was going to hang out with, if you wanted to hang out with Toma or Sawa while Shin was not around.
Huh.
Which was like, of course I'm gonna pick Sawa because I'm like, I'm not going to hang out with Toma alone.
No, we learned what happened with the dog cage in the incident.
Especially since I'm like, even if I hadn't read his route already, I still wouldn't have gone with Toma.
No. Because, like, honestly, spending time alone with Toma when there's already the allegations of, like, a love triangle wouldn't help you in that route whatsoever.
Plus, even Orion was like, yeah, that's a good idea not for you not to go, like, spend time alone with another guy when you're dating Shin.
Yeah.
Plus, the rumor, along with the rumor, like, of the love triangle, they also decided that the motive was that he was jealous, that Shin was jealous of, like, how close you were with Toma.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's what they decided the motive was when they were, like, concocting the whole rumor, the love triangle rumor.
Wow. So he tried to kill you because he was jealous, is what they were concocting.
Yeah, which makes no sense.
It really doesn't, especially in this case.
So then, like, you also like have this. You have they have a game. They play air hockey, but then they're like they start talking about what their strengths are. Toma and Shin start talking about how their strengths are how they have good poker faces.
Okay.
Which I'm like, that's a red flag.
It really is, especially in this case where people.
Because also Ukyo said that he didn't have a great poker face. Icky and Kent also said, hey, we have terrible poker faces. Well, Icky's like, I have a kind of good poker face, but if I'm going against you two, probably not as good.
Okay.
And then, of course, Shin's like, all the women here are trash.
Sorry. His girlfriend's sitting right here. All the women here are trash.
You are all burdens in any of these games.
Gosh. Okay.
And then you have to be like, oh, Sawa, he didn't mute. And then she's like, that makes me feel even worse, okay? She's like, I'm the only one not a burden, so he just doesn't see me as a man then. I mean, as a woman then.
You're a man in his eyes and in his dream. Anything.
There's also. Oh, what? Oh.
You're literally anything but a woman.
There's also like this point where you're like at home with Sawa after she walked you home because she's trying to get information from you about like Shin, but Shin hadn't been talking to you for like the whole time he was like being watched by the police.
Uh-huh.
So like she starts making statements about how things could have been different if she had grown up with you guys because she only met you guys in high school, and you're just sitting here like, where is this coming from?
Yeah. Because it seems like it's coming out of the
Because it's just like, do you have a crush on him that I don't know about? That was one of the options to be like, do you like Shin? But I was just like, I'll just tell you if anything comes up, okay?
Yeah. That's probably the safer option than, do you like him? Are you into my man?
Because the last time that happened, Mine tried to ruin our life. After you guys have your like after they had the contest, the next day, Shin's like, okay, so I have really gathered you all around here to find evidence that I'm innocent. So he's like, we're going to reenact the night that she fell off the cliff.
Okay.
So we're all gonna go into the same room we were that night. So it was Toma and Sawa, Icky and Kent. Kent was mad. Icky was mad about it because he was like, I thought that was the last time I was gonna be paired up with a guy. This is horrible.
Oh. Okay.
And then it was Mine and Ukyo. Also, Ukyo said some shady stuff the night before because you went off with Shin because Shin was like, hey, this is the game plan. Just act normally, but if I tell you to do something, just do it and just follow along with whatever I do. And then Ukyo comes in and he's like, hey, what's going on? How's it going?
Whenever Yu-Gi-Oh's buddy, it's always a red flag.
And then he starts talking about how I've seen you guys every timeline. You're all always close. I kind of feel like an outsider. And then Shin's like, you're here too right now. You're one of us.
Yeah.
And then he's like, I'm not one of y'all. I'm just kind of here right now.
Well, yeah, that's the whole point. I mean, what does he expect? You to include him on a...
And then he's like, I just kind of feel like I'm upset because you guys are always good friends and you guys are always like close. No matter in what timeline, who she dates, you guys are always just like tight knit. And I'm not included in all the timelines.
Well, okay.
And then he's like, you need to watch yourself when you go up there. And if you try to do anything, I'll restrain you. But if I try to do anything out there, you do the same.
Mm-hmm.
And then he leaves, and Shin's like, maybe it was a mistake inviting him here. He's like, that man is weird.
Yeah, he's a little more than weird.
Shin will sit there and call all of them all weirdos.
Because they are.
And he has done it multiple times. He's like, these people are weirdos.
As he should.
So of course Mine and Ukyo are like paired up, and then Rika's paired up with and then you and Shin. So we're all, he tells us all to go back and like retrace our steps, and of course he's like, hey, Mine and Ukyo, you guys just follow me and Reina. Well, my character, that's what I named her. Yeah, you guys follow us up the hill, up the cliff, and we'll just like go from there. So of course they follow us up the cliff, and then they split off from us.
Okay.
And then Shin's like, hey, I've been trying to get rid of them. I was trying to think of a way to get rid of them anyways. Good thing they left on there. What I really called you, what I really wanted you to do while we're up here is try to like regain your memories.
Okay. That's odd, but...
So then he takes you over to the tree that you guys were at that night. And then he starts trying to reenact everything that happened. Okay. Which was him basically pushing you up a tree, asking you why are you sharing a room with Sawa, and then asking you to switch rooms with Mine so he can come to your room.
Okay.
And you're like, is this what happened? And he's like, this is the gist of what I said, but basically.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, okay. So then you get your memories back from like that moment. You did slip and fall, unfortunately.
Oh.
He did not try to kill you.
Dang, that's not fun though. That's
But
not as
I believe that he
exciting.
did try to kill you.
We're firm believers in the fact that it was attempted murder. It wasn't an accident.
I mean, like, he was just so upset about you not taking the single bedroom.
Yeah.
So then, like, you guys just reenact that out, and then you leave. So Ukyo and Mine say they found the slid marks from when you fell.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kent and Icky say that they found the bloodstains from where you were.
Yeah.
But they also mentioned that there was like 2 different spots of bloodstains.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're like, it's impossible for her to have just stayed there. She either had to get up and move from the bloodstains or somebody picked her up and carried her.
I think it's Ukyo. He tried to finish the job.
And then they also pointed out that there was a rock that had bloodstains on it, but it was like impossible, like how I fell, for that rock to have those bloodstains on there.
Yeah. It was Ukyo. Unless Shin was actually like that mad and he just over the broom.
So then they're all like, oh, this isn't proving your innocence at all, Shin.
It's really not. If anything, it's incriminating him more. Because it's like, you were the only one there, as far as everyone knows.
And then Salwa comes up and she's like, oh, so for our evidence, well, after what actually happened after Shin told us about her falling from the cliff, me and Toma went out and ran, but we went in different directions, so we were alone. We weren't really together that whole time.
Yeah.
So then
they know Ukyo split off.
No, it was Toma and Sawa split off.
Okay.
So then Kent's like, that means you 3 are the biggest suspects since you guys split off.
Oh, the murder. I'm kidding. Sorry.
Because within that time, any one of you guys could have found her and then left her, since you all had the chance to be alone with her.
Yeah.
So of course, then they're like, hey, you pick who you want to stay with for the night, because Shin was going to make you stay with him, but then Kent was like, had some fucking reason and was like, she should pick who she stays with. The first time I ever had a choice in first time I ever had a choice in what's going on here.
He probably sat there and was like, logically.
He gave this whole speech about like what was logical and what was not, and tried to incriminate Shin, but then was like backpedaled and was like, he could have not been the murderer because he was here the whole time.
Okay.
And that was like after like everybody was like, you could have been the murderer, and had a little clue moment.
Yeah.
So of course, I'm sitting there looking at the choices. I'm like, out of everybody here at this moment, Rika would be the safest person.
She really would be, and that's a crazy thing to say, considering in almost every timeline so far, she's tried to kill you.
Yeah, because I was like, I could have chose Mine, but I don't like Mine.
Yeah.
Sawa is like one of the suspects.
Oh, damn.
Toma's a suspect.
Your best friend.
Yeah, Shin's a suspect. Icky and Kin, I don't even know them.
Yeah, they're still strangers. They were strangers from the jump.
Of course, I picked Shin because I'm just here like, I gotta prove that I trust him.
Yeah, to at least get a decent ending.
No, because this man tried to use that as an excuse of why he wasn't a murderer.
Why he was or wasn't?
Wasn't.
See, she's an amnesiac, and she's still A-okay with me.
Because he was like, as you can see, my girlfriend has been hanging out around me a lot, which means she trusts me, so I could not possibly be the murderer.
Wow. A little bit of flawed logic, but he's trying.
I was like, okay, is that how we're judging who murderers are now?
See, officer, he can't be guilty. him. I mean, that's how they tried to plead Ted Bundy's case. So, I mean,
it was just wild for him to be like, hey, 8 people who were on the trip with us, I couldn't possibly be the murderer. Because, as you can see, we are still close.
Yeah. Still flawed logic, but you know what? A-okay.
Yeah, so, wait. I think this happened, like, later on after. Yeah, that happened later on in the night where you get to choose who you stay with. But, like, before that, you were in the room with Sawa.
Mm-hmm.
And Sawa was, like, staying up all night. So, because Shin had her be on the lookout. Because Shin said, because he was like, just in case somebody came out their room.
Okay.
For the night. Because Shin said if he was the one doing lookout, the murderer would not come out.
He's not wrong.
Because they would know, because they would be like, oh, he's observing, he's not going to actually come out.
Yeah. But if Sawa's one of the suspects, why are you having her do the lookout?
Because Shin knows that she's not the murderer.
Okay.
The attempted murderer. Shin was like, no.
He's aware. Okay.
Shin's smart enough to be aware that she is not the attempted murderer.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So she hears somebody goes out the door, and then so she goes out the door to go like check who it is, and she gets elbowed and pushed down the stairs. So of course she screams and she's like, "Oh my god! Somebody tried to the attempted murderer tried to come after me."
The melodramatic. I'm sorry. Oh no! Someone tried.
So of course everybody claims it wasn't them.
Of course.
And we're all and then like Shin calms her down and everything. And everybody's like, you're a little too calm for our liking.
Of course. Of course. As if man hasn't had a mask because his emotions his entire life, you know.
You're a little too calm for someone who just tried to murder somebody again.
Of course.
So that's when you got to choose who you sleep with. And of course, you know, Shin's like, he asked me, can I get a wooden bat?
Uh-huh.
And everybody's like, why do you need a wooden bat?
What's a wooden bat gonna do if you break it?
Because he's like, I need a weapon to hurt somebody, but I don't want to kill them, so don't give me a metal one. Because it has to be somebody who's in this house.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, of course, he stands at the door and watches the door all night. And you're like, oh my god, that's so sweet of you. You get your memories back for like a minute of like the childhood memories of him like standing guard for you and watching over you.
As a kid?
Yeah. As little babies.
A little baby.
Yeah, so then you're like, oh my god, this is so sweet. You're so sweet. And he's like, you can only stay there for a hot minute because I'm fighting the urge, my urges, along with everything else. And you're like, okay, all right, you run the mood.
Yeah, it was sweet. And then you got horny. Ruined.
I was like, I get it. You're like 18, 19, but calm down, dude.
Calm down, dude.
Like, dang.
It's not that serious.
No, cause like Toma was like, why are you having her stay at your house? And then Shin was like, I'm not that desperate.
Wow. Toma's trying to be his wingman. He's like, hey, calm down. I love how his first thought was something like that. And not like, oh yeah, maybe I should bring her to my house so that she's all safe and all. And instead it's like,
no. He was like, I'm bringing her to my house because she's safe. I'm not that desperate to sleep with her.
oh, okay.
Because Toma's first thought was that, hey, are you going to sleep with her?
Oh, of course it was. Of course.
Yeah, of course. We already know how Toma thinks.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you wake up the next morning, nobody's in the room, but Shin and Rika are already outside, you know, duking it out in their verbal fight, as always. And of course, that's where, because Rika's trying to leave. And Shin's like, not that I really care, but it doesn't matter if you just stay here for another hour or leave now. You should at least have some breakfast before you get out.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense instead of just Dipping.
Because, of course, Rika doesn't want to be with us for another second.
Mm-hmm. She didn't
So
want to be
then
in the first place.
the owner is taking like a pot of food out to the terrace, and Shin's like, I'll take that. And then he, quote unquote, accidentally spills the soup on everybody's shoes that are by the door.
Okay.
So then he's asking you for help to go take out the shoes and like clean them up. Kent tries to offer his help, and then he's like, no, don't offer your help. Don't help us. Just me and her.
Okay.
So he takes you outside, cleans the shoes, but as he takes you outside, he takes pictures of the shoes. He takes pictures of the soles of the shoes.
Okay.
Because they had found shoe prints.
Okay.
They found shoe prints at the scene. There's also bloody handprints that they found at the scenes too. It's true. So he was like, okay, we need to take a picture of these shoe prints because as soon as they leave, they're probably gonna get rid of those shoes. Now that we found like the evidence of shoe prints.
And now that they know for sure, like those shoe prints are there.
Yeah. And I'm just sitting here like, dang, I would have never thought to like do that.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense because, like, I'm not gonna dive into serial killers. Never mind.
I was feeling really stupid because I was like, this is like some top-notch kind of like investigation.
Yeah, it's kind of surprising. I mean, since his dad was convicted of murder, I guess it does make sense that like he knows this stuff.
So yeah, you guys go inside and then like tell us come like, let's take a picture of the shoes. And Shin's like, oh yeah, sure. We can take a picture of the shoes.
He's like, I'm already ahead of you, but I'm not gonna let you know.
So then you take a picture of the shoes and then go home. Freaking Mina's complaining about how reality hit her like a truck. Rika's like, hey, don't call me again. And leaves.
Okay.
And then Kid and Icky are like, we helped you out with this investigation. Keep us updated.
Keep me in the loop, bud.
And you're just sitting here like, okay, I guess. You're not really giving us a choice on whether we don't keep you updated or not. So then y'all go home. Actually, Shin makes you stay at his house, but then he has Toma stay there too.
Okay.
Because he's like, I want you to be like her protector while she's over here at my house.
Okay.
So that happens, goes over well.
Well,
and then you kind of go home.
That's new for something involving Toma.
So then, like, afterward, he's asking, Shin asks you, do you know who the killer is? Do you have an idea who the killer is?
I love how they refer to them as a killer.
Even though they didn't kill anybody yet.
Literally.
And then, of course, because I'm like, of course it has to be Toma. Because Ukyo was weird, but he also warned Shin the first time around.
That something was gonna... Well, Ukyo... I feel like Ukyo always warns that something bad is gonna happen. Especially when
Shin...
with you.
Because Ukyo was like, hey, you guys are going into the forest and somebody's going to get hurt. Don't let it happen a second time around.
Is this man just a prodigy or something? Because at this point, he always pops up and he's like, you better be careful. Better be careful.
So that's the whole reason why Shin even had the idea to go back.
Okay. Yeah.
Because of Ukyo.
Okay. And Toma tried to involve himself. Which, in cases like this, it does make sense that he would be the one to try it because he tried to involve himself. Meanwhile, everybody else was just kind of like, okay, it's over. I'm ready to go home. Especially since he got up and Kent was the one who tried to help, but it was just him trying to help. But he was the one that once you guys came back, he was like, how about we take a picture of the shoes? What about we do that?
Yep. So then, like, Shin starts being, like, very cryptic. He's, like, cryptic about, like, how it's going to hurt me about, like, when I find out who the killer is, and it's going to, ruin everything, but he has to get the truth out.
You see, he's making it sound like it's him, but it's not him. He's over here like, it's gonna hurt you. Because it's me. But we know it's not.
Yeah, like, we're all very aware it's not him.
Yeah, we've established this.
Because, I mean, like, you almost went to jail twice. If it was you, at this point, you should be in jail.
Exactly.
The evidence was stacked against you, but it was not that hard to figure out.
Exactly.
So, of course, you go back to work, and then, so you go to work with Toma, and he's like, have Toma take you to this place that, I've like, have a meetup place. And Toma, after work, he's like, so even without your memories, you still chose him.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
And you're
so
just here like, what?
ooh. Okay.
Also, there was like this whole day where you guys hang out with you, him, and Toma, you, Shin, and Toma. You play rock, paper, scissors, and they get in a big fight because, they start hitting each other for real, with a newspaper.
With a newspaper.
And then, yeah,
Like
because in
old man.
Japan, when you play rock, paper, scissors, whoever loses, you have to hit them. And it's like a little game where you have to try to hit them in the head with the newspaper before they dodge it.
Okay.
But they're being like for real with it. And then, of course, Toma admits that he never liked him.
Oh. Okay. Yikes.
And then they kind of calm down and just pretend like he's never said that. And then Shin goes off and takes Toma's wallet because he's like, I don't have any money. Give me your wallet.
Toma literally sits there and is like, I hate you. And Shin's like, okay, give me your money.
Yeah, pretty much. And then Toma gives him his wallet
Huh.
because he just gives him his wallet and it's just chill. He's like, all right, here's my wallet. So
Yeah.
Shin doesn't come back for like 10, 20 minutes. And Toma gets like a little suspicious. He's like, hey, where are you?
Yeah.
And after he calls him, Shin's like, oh, they didn't have the drink I like. So I went all the way to the store.
Just for a drink?
That's what he says. And then, so Shin is forced to come back because, Toma's on him about it. And he's like really upset. So you're like, hey, this doesn't seem like something Shin would just be like super upset over a drink about.
Yeah.
So it means that he must have been like going through Toma's stuff and didn't have enough time to finish going through his stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that happens. And then like the next day you try to go over to Toma's house and Toma took the car to go somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you visit his parents and all that, and they're like, oh yeah, we're still Shin's over here lying like, hey, we're not supposed to hang out, we're supposed to go to drive. We all hang out a lot nowadays. And we were just wondering if Toma was home. And then his mom's like, oh, I didn't know you guys still hang out.
Huh. That's interesting.
Yeah, he took the car for a drive. And then Shin's like, oh, he did he? Alrighty then. And then of course he turns to me and he's like, I was just trying to see if he would and took the car. Because I think he took the car to go destroy evidence.
To go where?
I think Shin thinks that he took the car to go destroy evidence.
Oh.
Because only 3 people had the evidence. And Shin had told everybody. He told everybody that Kent, Ukyo, and him have the evidence of all the pictures.
Okay, so that makes sense.
So then, you have a little happy day with Shin instead because, what else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Toma's gone. So then you have the meetup with Toma. And Shin confronts Toma with everything. He's like, I know it was you. Why did you do it? I know you were the one who tried to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
And he doesn't admit to it at first. He's like, why would I do that? That makes no sense. We've been friends forever.
Okay.
But then he admits, he's like, I tried to pick her up and I dropped her. And that's why she fell.
And I
and hit her head the second time.
Just oopsie daisy.
And then Shin's like, there's only one person out of everybody who was here where she could have had that memory of like where she thought I came to get her, but I wasn't really there. And she never spoke about it before her amnesia hit, but now she's talking about it, about that memory.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it was you that found her, and she thought you were me.
Did they look alike? I forget what Toma
No.
looks like. I didn't think so, but you never know.
But also, it was dark.
Oh, and are they like the same height and build?
I would say they're kind of like the same height and build.
Yeah. The only difference is
One's a blonde and one has dark hair.
That and Shin has a nipple piercing.
But also, like, it was a dark place, and you just fell down a cliff, and you were with Toma, so of course you're probably gonna assume. I mean, you're with Shin, so you're probably gonna assume it was Shin who came and found you.
Yeah.
So then, he points out the shoe prints, and then Toma's like, "The shoes are gone. Nobody's ever gonna believe you." And
You have pictures of the shoes.
and then Toma's like, "I have pictures," and then Shin's like, I have pictures though. And then Toma's like, well, I'm just going to say it was an accident. And nobody's going to refute that because you already said that it was an accident the first time around.
Yeah.
I'm not going to own up to this. It was an accident. So then Shin like turns to you and he's like, are you really going to let this happen? Are you really going to just like let your memory of Toma just block out the fact that he tried to kill you?
Well, what are you gonna do?
So then, of course, you try to remember, but then you can't. And then Shin gets like really upset. And he's like, okay, fine. This is all pointless trying to find out who your actual attempted murderer was because you don't really want to remember that this man tried to kill you.
Yeah.
Because he also explained, like, oh, it would be easy for you, who was covered in blood, for you to come back and just like, because Toma came back after she was found.
Mm-hmm.
And then what Toma did was run up to her and start holding her. So Shin was like, it would have been easy for you to like cover up the fact that you were already covered in her blood because you had already ran up to her and hugged her, so it would look like that's where all the blood came from.
Right, it was easy to play off.
And then, like, he also said, you also tried to, I also believe that you didn't try to push Sawa down the stairs. It's just that she found out that you were getting rid of the evidence, and then you accidentally pushed her down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
But then he was like, oh, yeah, that was an accident. But I just didn't want people to find out. I didn't speak up about it because I didn't want people to find out that I was destroying the evidence because it would make me look guilty.
You are okay. It would make me look guilty.
And then so like the ending comes around. You had almost gotten rid of freaking Orion, but you didn't completely get rid of him. But in the end, like Shin's like, I want to break up because I don't want you to date me feeling guilty about all this, and then like you still have like these feelings of friendship for Toma after he tried to murder you.
Okay.
So I just don't feel like we're right for each other right now.
Boo-hoo.
But we can try again later.
But you were right for each other when you had unrequited love?
I guess.
Okay.
He was really upset about the Toma thing.
Yeah. So was that the normal ending? Like, is that where it ends, or?
Yeah, he's like, I'm just going to like try to get you to fall in love with me this time around because you still don't have your memories. You still don't have your full memories.
He really said blank slate perfect.
Well, you're not a complete blank slate, but he's like, you don't have your full memories this time around, so I'll just, pursue you normally this time.
I'll make you fall in love with me.
And then you're just like, I think I've already started falling in love with you. And then that's how it ends. And I'm just mad.
Okay, that makes sense. So what was the good ending then? Do you know?
I know the good ending was like Toma runs away and is never heard of from again.
That's the good ending.
You're still friends with Toma in the normal ending.
Wow.
In fact, Shin's like, that's one of the reasons why he also wanted to break up. Because he's like, I just don't feel comfortable with you still being in contact with Toma. And you're like, I'm not really in contact with him. I just talk to him every once in a while. And I'm just sitting here like, you're still in contact with the man that tried to kill you?
The man that had admitted he tried to kill you. To your face.
Oh, yeah, and the good ending he actually admits that he did try to kill you because he's jealous.
He what?
Yeah, Toma in the good ending admits that he tried to kill you because he's jealous and mad that you didn't choose him.
Okay.
From you guys being 6 years old and you promised to marry Toma But then you also promised to marry Shin at 6 years old, too.
Thruple?
And he's mad that you chose Shin instead of him.
Wow. All right, then. So man is just unhappy all the way around.
Toma took your 6-year-old promise to heart.
He really did. It's like those texts you see that people get where they're like, "Happy 13th year anniversary since we never broke up in 4th grade."
Yeah, and I was a little flabbergasted reading that. I'm just here like, so you tried to kill me because I started dating Shin, and I also promised to marry him at 6 years old, when I also promised you the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mind you, Toma was at the launch going around telling everybody about this 6-year-old promise.
Oh my gosh.
He told the owner about it because the owner brought it up to me.
Oh my gosh. The owner's a creep. Okay. Oh wait, no, not the owner.
The owner
That's my bad.
The owner is living vicariously through us.
Oh. Okay.
He was like, "Oh, that's so sweet. You guys have this little like love triangle going on here.
It's
Let me
not
just
sweet when
watch. I want to
murder's
see it.
involved.
I want to see it unfold."
I want to see them fold. Okay.
Yeah. So when you had called, because when you thought Toma was Shin and called him Shin, that's what made him snap and try to kill you.
Dang. Min's that jealous.
Yeah. Toma is crazy.
Toma is always crazy, and it's just. Yeah. Okay.
I don't understand. How is he just like, what made you this way?
Yeah. I don't think there's. I think he was just born this way. Go Lady Gaga, I guess. I mean.
Because I'm just sitting here reading, like, are you okay? Well, no, you're not okay. But also, he also figured it out because Shin brought up, like, oh, you also asked her about her head instead of, like, her neck. Because when everybody else was commenting about how she almost died, they said that her neck had a nearly fatal injury. And everybody would comment on her neck, but you were the only one who commented on her head first.
Toma?
Yeah.
Mm.
Toma was the only one who commented on her head when everybody else was asking if her neck was okay.
Interesting.
And even the doctors was like, she could have had a near fatal injury from her neck.
And Tomo's over here like, how's your head? What's going on in that noggin?
Yeah. And that was one of the red flags for Shin.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just sitting here like, dang, I would have never even noticed that.
Yeah. Especially in that case when you're like just waking up in the hospital and everyone's asking you enough questions as it is.
Like, I would naturally assume, like, yeah, she got some head trauma from the fall.
Yeah.
I would have never been like, oh, why are you asking about her head instead of her neck? That was just me, but obviously I would just be like, wouldn't it be obvious that she had some head trauma?
Yeah. But I guess that makes sense considering one's a fatal injury and the other is kind of just like, oopsie daisies.
I mean, he did hit her on the head with a rock.
Well, yeah.
And then also, like, Shin was like, Toma wasn't trying to cover up the murder in any way. He didn't want to cover up the murder. He wanted to make it look like an accident, or either have me go to jail for it.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting here like, dang, Toma, you hate your friend that much?
For real, over a 6-year-old promise?
You're about to send that man to jail. He was about to be imprisoned, and you're just going to let him be imprisoned for something you did. That route was crazy, and I was speeding through it too.
Mm-hmm.
Every turn was just like, whoa, whoa. And then every turn was also like, Shin, are you hiding something?
Mm-hmm.
Because Shin would just lie to everybody's face like it was nothing.
And for no reason.
No, because Orion made one comment. About she only has common sense and survival instincts. She has nothing else.
Oh. Oh dear. I mean,
And I was just,
Ryan, yeah.
it made me laugh so hard. It should have been as funny as it was, but it was hilarious.
Yeah.
And he says that while you guys are trying to study.
Oh, wow.
But Orion was kind of there for majority of it.
He was there for the sassy comments.
Yeah, because he had to leave a lot because, Shin just kept trying to kiss you.
That's fair. That's fair. Man,
And
you're connected.
You're connected to Orion.
Oh,
Like, he
man,
can feel what you feel.
All that.
He can feel what you feel, see your memories, but he can also cut off that link too.
So he cut off at appropriate times.
Yeah, he cut it off multiple times.
I don't blame him.
Oh, there was also a moment where you were staying at Shin's house and he was like, and Toma like, are you learning to play the bass? You didn't do that before. And he was learning to play the bass so he could join your band.
Join your band? You mean the bass?
Yeah, no, he was trying to join your band on the bass because he said the other bass player was trash.
Oh, okay. I think you said the bass, so I was really confused on what that was. That's my bad.
I may have said the bass.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know.
I don't know either.
Oh.
Yeah, so that was also really sweet, and I was like, oh my god, that's so cute.
Yeah, so he can be included more.
Yeah, he just wants to be a part of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shin's route was great. I love a little murder mystery.
Yeah. I think you loved a lot about that route compared to the others. I feel like for you, Shin is definitely number 1, and then Kent is number 2.
Yeah, because those were the only two I got normal endings on.
Yeah. You're not wrong. One you had to do math, the other you had to solve a murder mystery.
Me, I had to use my brain. It was just so fun because everybody was a suspect except there was just some people who were outrageous for suspects as well.
My bad. Yeah.
You're just in a room with a whole bunch of people who have done nothing but harm you in other routes.
Yeah, especially Toma and Rika.
Toma, Rika, and Ukyo.
Ukyo,
Main
yeah.
people.
The main 3 that are
Ukyo.
threats
Yeah, the
to your
main
life.
3. And they're all just incorporated in the mystery as to who tried to kill you.
It honestly sounds like fun.
Yeah, just the whole time you're just sitting there I don't like any of y'all. The only person I can trust here is Kit and Sawa. I have no trust in Mine because Mine has threatened to go after me multiple times.
Yeah.
Shin's just rude.
Yeah.
But when he's dating you, he's not rude at all, but
he's not
he still thinks you're dumb.
If you have common sense. Well, yeah.
I mean, you just have to say he hates people asking stupid questions.
I mean, reasonably so. Nobody likes when people ask stupid questions.
Yeah, he's just one of those people.
Yeah.
He's not one of those people that every question is a good question.
There's no dumb questions. Only dumb answers.
He will just be like, that was a dumb question. Next.
Yeah.
Plus, I just think it was the personality.
Yeah.
Me and him have 2 similar personalities, and I was just here wow.
You
it's
guys have
staring into a mirror.
But yeah, you guys have similar personalities, but not to the extent as the game you had to stop playing. But yeah.
Shin is what I am, on a daily basis.
Yeah.
That other route was what I am when it comes to talking about all my favorite interests.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't like.
I understand that.
I don't like seeing me in the form of being this uncool loser.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I like seeing me in this form of an uncool loser who has no friends because I choose to not have friends.
Hey.
And because I'm mean.
Yeah.
You're my friend. Don't worry. I have 5 friends.
Oh, yay.
But God forbid I ever have to leave my room and make friends.
Yeah, that, not fun.
We were on here for 2 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
You had a lot to say about your favorite route.
And I skipped going over like the minuscule details too.
Wow.
I'm so sorry I kept you here for so long.
No, you're fine. I got to a point where I was like, okay, I'm fully like redoing my room. Because, the things you normally do when it's late at night and you have to get up early in the next morning. I'm completely redoing my room, so you haven't bothered me.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think this was good though.
Yep, next route is Ukyo. I mean, if I opened up his route, I may have not opened up his route because I didn't get any of the good endings.
Yeah.
Which means I need to go replay all the routes just to get the good endings and then go to Ukyo's route.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Let's just hope his route is unlocked because I will not be redoing Toma's route.
No, we don't need the dog cage again.
Because I am not about to like fall in love with the person who put me in a dog cage.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
I'll take Kent. I'll take Icky. I'll take having to fight off the fan club. And I'll take going through the murder mystery again.
Yeah. And going through math again.
Yeah.
Yeah. You sound so like uninterested. You're like, yeah.
I hate that man just loves math. Why couldn't he love something normal?
I mean, this is Kent we're talking about. Honestly, did you expect anything less?
No.
Yeah.
And then after that, we get to go to Bought by the. No, it's not Bought by the Baddest Bidder anymore. It's Kissed by the Baddest Bidder.
Kissed by the Baddest. Oh, yeah. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. I get to go into detail about season 1.
Yay!
And, we can spend some time on Bought by the Baddest Bidder because they have like 5 seasons.
5 seasons? Dang.
Yeah. So I got to take a round for like each route.
Yeah.
By that time, I'll have like majority of the routes because it's gonna take us some time to get through them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because season 2.
And by then we'll have an intro, hopefully.
That is Shin's route.
Yay!
Best route, 10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Recommend compared to that one review you saw. Polar opposites right there.
And I always wondered why everybody was like, Shin's best boy.
Well, now we know.
He is best boy.
He said that like he's a doll.
He won.
He won. We're not even gonna go into Ukyo. He doesn't count.
Ukyo's in a level all of its own.
Yes.
Because when you go into Ukyo's route, you can't look at him the same way you look at other people. Yep. That man is insane.
Yeah. He will kill you. I love how adamant you were before going into Shin's route. You were like, he was the one who pushed me off the cliff. I know it. And then afterwards you were like, I knew it wasn't him.
I believed it was him.
You sound so sad.
Even the game made me believe it was him. I mean, not the game, but even the TV show made me believe it was him.
True.
Only to find out that I was bamboozled.
We need a list of vocabulary words where we just pull them out of our head. All right, well.
Full time. All right.
Okay. All right, talk to you next time.
All right.
Well, I'll probably text you, so I guess talk to you in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, bye.
Bye.